That's what my cousin told me. He said, "Well, what I tell
Well, good afternoon, everyone.
Not my problem."
I would like to again welcome you to the 2013 annual awards luncheon for the Chamber. I'm very glad that you're here today. Very excited that you're here today. We're going to go ahead and get started because you're going to have to hear me speak a lot today. I know that probably is not what you wanted, but we're gonna go ahead and do that. I do want to recognize our elected officials in the room. Judge Don Posey is in the room. Judge. And that's it. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God. And Robert Cortez is here. Oh. You know the really sad thing is I've done that to Rena Scherer about 3 times. She's been at events, and I've known her for so long. I just bypassed her, and I feel horrible about it. But she continues to remind me on a regular basis, so we're good. Got a couple of announcements before we really get started. If you'll look on your table, there are 2 kind of handouts there. The first one is in November of next year. We're planning to do a trip to Ireland. We went to Italy a couple of years ago. Now we're going to go to Ireland. And on February 18th, we're going to have a reception, basically, to give y'all information about that. And just one of the things that we want to offer you is a discounted price. It's 8 days. The price covers most of your meals, your flight, your hotel room, all your permit passes and all that. Doesn't include your visa. You'll have to get that. Your passport, you'll have to get that yourself. But just one of the things that we wanted to be able to offer you. That'll be the 4th of November through the 11th next year, and then we'll have a meeting in February to talk about that. You'll be getting an email on that. The other is we have partnered with the Small Business Development Corporation to bring you another one of our Building Better Businesses programs called Meet the Franchisor Forum, and we're going to have, for those that are interested in opening a franchise, and we're going to have some franchisees there to be able to talk to you about that, and just more business opportunities here in Victoria to be able to offer you. With that, we do have a couple of more announcements. We have a couple of ribbon cuttings. One is going to be on the 12th, and it'll be First State Bank at 5101 John Stockbauer at 10 a.m. on the 12th. And then Remax has opened their new office at 5215 North Navarro. It's in the old HED strip center there that now has Gold's Gym. It's in there. That'll be the 19th at 11:30. On the 23rd of January, we're partnering with the Hooks and the Astros out of Houston, Corpus Christi, and we're going to help them bring the Astro Caravan through Victoria. They'll be here at the University of Houston, Victoria, but they'll also be at Academy Sports, and they're going to do a special visit to the fire department here. So we're coordinating all that for them. And they'll be here on the 23rd. Watch your email, because you know I will email you. You do know that, right? Watch, and we'll have more details on that. And then the annual membership banquet is January 30th at Spring Creek Event Center. We're pleased to announce that our keynote speaker will be Jeff Reeder. Jeff, he is a Baylor alum. Lord, do y'all know how much Baylor malarkey I had to put up with for the last 2 years? I am just praying it works out on Saturday. That's all I can say. But yeah, a lot of prayer. But Jeff is also he is the managing partner for Northwest Mutual in Texas. But he was also on the 1980 undefeated Baylor team that won the Southwest Conference, and so we're going to bring him in to talk. He's a great motivational speaker. He's really got some great things to say. We're really excited about bringing him in. So really, to get started, I guess I'm considered the face of the chamber, but I will tell you that I can't do my job without a staff, and I have a great staff. There is only 3 of us to do everything that we do, and it's amazing that we're able to accomplish what we are and what we do. And I'd like to take the opportunity while we have it to introduce our staff. Christine Blaine, where are you, Christine? Chrissy is our director of events, so every event that we do, it's her fault. No, Chrissy does a great job for us, and you can see by the attendance here and just the atmosphere that we have. We're really thankful for the job she does. And then Silver. I don't think we could survive without Silver, because she answered the phone. I will tell you that I get more compliments about Silver's phone skills and just her sweetness with people that walk in our office. Right, Coach Tripson? Right? Okay. He just pulled me aside the other day and said something to me. So I will tell you that I can't do this job without the staff, and they are truly a blessing to me, and I thank them very much. If you would just please. Also, we can't do the things that the Chamber does without a great volunteer base, and that's one thing that we do have. Over the last year, really the last 2 years, we have worked extremely hard to put together and make sure that we have a really good committee system that's working within the Chamber. And over the last 2 years, we've really been able to establish that and work forward to that. So most of the chairmen are here, so as I call your name, if you would just acknowledge that you're in the audience. Our ambassadors are led this year by Rachel Nessel. Rachel, how are you? Rachel's with Victoria College, and she has done an outstanding job with our ambassadors. Our ambassadors, most of the people that you will see here that are dressed in red are ambassadors, and they're at all of our events, all of our ribbon cuttings. They are true ambassadors for the community and also for the Chamber. They do a wonderful job. I chaired the legislative affairs, which I have for years for the Chamber this year. Our medical committee was chaired by Sherry Leicester. Sherry, where are you? Sherry, through the work that they did in Health Arama, we were able to give $7,500 in scholarships this year to students. Health Arama was a great success because of that. Our Minority Business Council was chaired by Lisa Hernandez for the 3rd year, I think. 5th year, okay. This was absolutely one of the largest Cinco de Mayo festivals that we have had in many, many years. The crowd estimate was just under 8,000 people were downtown for Cinco de Mayo this year. It was truly an exceptional event. We're very proud of what we were able to do there. Our newcomers committee, which really geared up this year and started going this year, was chaired by Amy Lindy. I have to be really nice to Amy because she's my wife's boss. So I'm sucking up. No. Our retail and commercial development committee, which is going to get spun up next year, is chaired by Milton Chapman. And our Small Business Services Committee, you're going to be seeing some information that we did through some focus group studies that we did over this year. with some newcomers to Victoria. That information is going to be going out to you probably, I'm hoping to get it out before Christmas. But for small business, it's going to be something that you're really going to want to read and really going to want to look at and go through. Brett was very instrumental, Brett Baldwin was very instrumental with that focus group, and we're ready now to disseminate that information to y'all that y'all can utilize, and hopefully it'll be able to help you with your small business and be able, and large businesses also, because it's going to tell you kind of a microcosm of what newcomers feel when they come into Victoria and what they sense, and it was truly really exceptional. I'm really excited about being able to bring that out to you. But that committee is chaired by Sherry Paul, who's with Victoria College. She's not here today, and Randy Pollard with On the Edge Photography. Our transportation committee, which I'm really excited about, because you're going to hear some things in talks today. We've got some really neat plans for next year with our transportation committee. And if you go onto our website and look at the transportation page, you're going to see 3 links that you can link to that'll show you all the road construction projects with the state, the county, and the city, that you can also see duration, cost, and all that information on there. And those were directly ideas that Ben Galvan came up with as chair for the transportation committee. Thank you. And I know you've heard about this. Robbie Burge loves to joke about this, but we have a website committee. And Milton loves to talk about it. But we've revamped our website. It's coming up and really coming online to be a really good tool for the community. We're really excited about it. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. And our chairman for that was Judith Bearfield. Judith couldn't be here today. So. I get to pull out flags. I hope I don't break anything. We recognize the committee chair of the year every year, and really excited because this year our committee chair really of the year really went above and beyond. Took a project that had never been done before in Victoria, had really some kind of scary expectations because we didn't know what to expect, obviously, because it was the first time we did it. And we, I'm trying to be vague here, I'm sorry, because I want it to be a surprise. But we really wanted to do something specific for a group of folks that were just starting to come to Victoria, and be able to give them information and make them feel at home. So in April, we had our first newcomers social at the Pump House. We had 22 people that had just moved to Victoria come to the Pump House, and we were able to give them tickets to different events. We were able to talk to them about why they moved to Victoria, what they like, how we can help them, you know, and give them information to make them feel at home. Since then, we did another one at Colony Creek Country Club. We had 60 show up at that one. So it's building, and that word's getting around. We're working with the human resources directors of all the major companies to bring their new people in. And what we want to do is build in them a sense of home here in Victoria. So it is indeed my great pleasure to recognize for her efforts our outstanding committee chairperson of the year is Amy Monday. Every year at Helperama, we recognize some different things, and our the way we do that is we watch how the crowd interacts with booths. We watch how the crowd goes through, who really took the theme and really went at it and had fun with it. And we really want to recognize a couple of folks that really kind of went above and beyond in that. For the Health-O-Rama for 2013, our most interactive booth was Warm Springs Specialty Hospital. And then we worked we watched to see who's really not only promoting the city, but also giving education and really working with those folks that come by, and they come in and really trying to educate them in not only their services, but what is here in Victoria. So our most educational booth for 2013 was Zoom Physical Therapy. And this year our theme was the pirate theme, which was kind of funny. It was Health-O-Rama. It was, y'all do know a pirate's favorite letter in the alphabet, right? R. Okay.
What about the rest?
Oh, it took a little time. Do I need to explain? Some folks just went and had a blast with the theme, and we like that every year. So our best theme booth this year was Victoria Vein and Surgery Clinic. And they really went all out. It was great. They were all dressed as pirates. It was quite funny. And then the last award that we give in conjunction with Health-O-Rama is our Healthcare Practitioner of the Year. And our Healthcare Practitioner of the Year is a native Texan. He grew up along the Texas Gulf Coast in Lake Jackson, and he attended Texas A&M University. He graduated magna cum laude with a degree in biochemistry in only 3 years. He received numerous awards, honors, fellowships, and scholarships during his collegiate career, including the Gathright Academic Excellence Award, the Lechner Fellowship, and the Freeman Scholarship. He was selected to Who's Who among American universities and colleges, and he was one of the first graduates from A&M to be accepted to Johns Hopkins University of Medicine in Baltimore. After he received his medical degree in 1987, he returned to Texas for an internship and residency at the University of Texas Southwestern Medical School in Dallas, and he was accepted to a world-renowned institute, because if I told you the name of the institute, it would give it away. But this world-renowned institute at the University of Miami's Medical School. He performed a fellowship specialty training at this program, and while he was in Florida, he taught surgery to residents in the training program at that institute. He has performed numerous research projects and published and presented many papers during his career. He's board certified. He is a fellow of American College Surgeons, and this ought to give it away. He is a member of the American Academy of Ophthalmology. He's a member of numerous medical societies. He brings advanced training and techniques in surgery and clinical skills in the area of ophthalmic surgery. Well, that's a tough one. And he's dedicated to his field. He returned to Texas in '95 and developed his business and modeled after the world-renowned centers that he had worked in, and he hopes to grow that business and to bring better care and better quality to our community. He is not able to be here today because he is in surgery. But our healthcare practitioner of the year is Dr. George Brisales. And I know that somebody's here from his office. And I'm trying to find I can't stray too far. With that, I would like to ask Rachel Nessel to come up, and she has a few awards to give relating to our ambassadors.
Hello, everyone. I have 3 awards to give out for the ambassadors, the first of which is the Ambassador of the Quarter. This award is given to the ambassador who has gone above and beyond during the 4th quarter. This ambassador has attended nearly 90% of all chamber events and meetings this quarter, served as chairman of a committee, and accumulated a total of 135 points in 2 months, which is fantastic. This quarter's winner is the Executive Vice President at Calcom Federal Credit Union. Please help me congratulate her. Okay, the next award is the Linda Hawes Rookie of the Year Award. This award honors the ambassador who performs outstanding service during their first year of membership in the ambassadors. Although this ambassador has only been a member since May, they have already proven themselves to be dedicated to the organization by attending over 50% of chamber events and meetings, serving on multiple committees, and recruiting individuals and businesses to join both the chamber and the ambassadors. This year's winner recently retired from Dow Chemical Company, is an active Toastmaster, motivational speaker, and the owner of Jerry's Kayaks. And our last award is an award, Lifetime Ambassador Award. It is given for service above and beyond the required duties of an ambassador that has been a member for at least 5 years. This award is not given out every year, just if we have an ambassador that is worthy of it. This year's winner has been an active and dedicated ambassador for many years. She's lots of fun to be around and always brings her megawatt smile to all meetings and events. She's a Toastmaster and thespian at Theater Victoria. Please join me in congratulating Ruth Stock.
Looks like she could be.
She's good at the theater.
Ruth has been faithful for many, many, many years with the Chamber in doing her work, and it's an honor to be able to recognize her for that. Our next award presenter is Louis Bolt, and Louis is with the Victoria Rotary Club, and he is here to present the Rotarian Outstanding Citizen Award. Luke.
Thank you, Randy. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First thing I'd like to do is relay what an awesome privilege it is here to be with you today to present the Victoria Rotary Club's Outstanding Citizens Award. The Victoria Rotary Club recognizes citizens from our community that have made contributions during their lifetime that leave a lasting effect for good and exemplify Rotary's principal motto of service above self. The very first honoree was D.E. Blackburn in the year 1961. The Victoria Rotary Club has carried on this tradition ever since for over 51 years. The Victoria Rotary Club convened a committee to select this year's award winner from candidates that were nominated by various community leaders as well as persons whose lives were impacted in a positive manner by the honoree. Now, no one knows who the honoree is except for a select few in this room. So what I'm going to do over the next few minutes is give you bits and pieces and some clues in regards to the honorees' achievements and contributions. Our honoree's moral foundation is based on his Christian faith. Any clues yet? He served his country in the United States Army. Our honoree is the past chairman of the Boy Scouts of America South Texas Council Distinguished Citizen Award dinner and received the Extra Miler Scouting Service Award from the South Texas Council. A list of our honorees' contributions include, but are not limited to, past president of the Victoria Chamber of Commerce. So there's a clue on that sheet there. He's served as past chairman of the Victoria Cultural Council, past board member of the United Way, past board member and officer of the Texas Association of Business and Chambers of Commerce, past community director of Central Power and Light Corporation. I don't see any lights going off yet. Founding director and past chairman of the Victoria College Foundation, founding officer and director of the Victoria Economic Development Corporation, founding director and participant in the Fellowship of Christians in Insurance. He is a member and past chairman of the Board of Trustees of First United Methodist Church. He served on Southwest Texas Conference of the United Methodist Church. Today's honoree was born in Grapeland, Texas, and is a graduate of Grapeland High School, home of the Fighting Sandys. He earned a Bachelor of Science Agricultural Education degree and a Master of Education degree from Sam Houston State University. Today's honoree began his business career as a partner with the late Irvin Brazel and Brazel Insurance Agency. They were instrumental in merging their agency with other local agencies to form Professional Insurance Agents, PIA. PIA Incorporated expanded into San Antonio, Austin, New Braunfels, and Inferior. As chairman of PIA Incorporated, today's honoree, along with his partners, were instrumental in negotiating the sale of PIA to Frost Bank, which is headquartered in San Antonio. I'm seeing some recognition. To become the foundation insurance agency for Frost. Today's honoree served as president and chairman of Frost Insurance until his retirement. By now, today's honoree knows exactly who he is. Our honoree is a husband to Alice and a dad to his two daughters, Lisa and Leah. There can be no higher praise than the praise that comes from those whom you love the most. So I've included Lisa and Leah's perspectives of their dad. Leah's perspective. My dad has been the rock throughout my lifetime. He was a wonderful parent when I was a child, instilling the values that have guided me through life, and an excellent advisor as I entered adulthood, and still is to this day. I have the utmost respect for him and realize that I am one of the luckiest gals alive to have him in my life. He has provided me, as well as the rest of our family, with so many opportunities and with a wealth of experiences that have shaped the person that I am. He is a committed family man with the wittiest of personalities and has the most patience of anybody I know. He lives his life with grace and is extremely humble. My dad is pretty much the synonym for honesty. I know I haven't met a more honest person than my dad. He is kind, generous, fair, and extremely well respected in Texas insurance industry, his community, and amongst his family and peers. He is a man that always does the right thing and lives every aspect of his life with a sense of integrity. If you know my dad, then you know that he has touched your life in a special way. I can't tell you the amount of times I've had people come up to me and tell me how special of a man my dad is, or a positive impact that he has had on their lives. His other daughter is Lisa. From her perspective, my dad is probably one of the most intuitive people that I've ever known. He has an uncanny ability of being able to read people and can size them up in a heartbeat. He is a very fair and loving man, as well as being the ultimate gentleman. He has an amazing sense of gratitude and generosity, not only for his family, but also for his friends and colleagues, as well as his community. I love him very much, and am so very proud to say that he is my dad. Ladies and gentlemen, will you now please join the Victoria Rotary Club in honoring this year's recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Outstanding Citizen Award, John Brimberry.
has me to change out of my blue jeans. Thank you all very much. The past 50 years of my life here in Victoria has been a wonderful experience. And it's come through service. Not only service in my industry, but service among people like you in our community and advancing it in every way that we can. Thank you so much. The Boy Scouts honored me last fall for just telling people what to do. And I'm good at that. But I'm gonna say this tops it. It's an outreach. It reaches further. And I appreciate it very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the retiring president of the board of directors for the Victoria Chamber of Commerce. No, I'm the president and CEO, I'm the board chair. But Milton graciously in 2012 came on as our board chair, and then when Dave Lopez was not able to fulfill his obligation, had moved to San Antonio, I really didn't have to twist his arm, which was very appreciative on my part. But Milton stepped in and did an additional year, and it's been a great pleasure to work with Milton, but also it's been a great pleasure to see where we've gone in these last 2 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's indeed my pleasure to introduce Milton Chapman, Chairman of the Board of Victoria Chamber of Commerce.
Well, thank you. That's all.
Yes.
Is this on? Well, this feels a little bit like graduation after 2 years. And of course, I must say, John, you are a great example for this community. And when I think about serving as chairman of the chamber, which I knew you were, I think about you. So thank you for your service to the community. It's hard to follow that, but I want to tell you a little bit about what our chamber, I'm very proud of what our chamber has done, and it's people, the leaders like John Brimberry, Will Armstrong last year, people that have been real leaders in this community to make this community what it is. So, and I'm happy to be in that group of chairmen. But I am glad to be graduating. Randy, in about 20 minutes, it's yours. We'll pass the keys. And by the way, I'll get it out on Gabe Lopez. By the way, most people have been asking me, for those of you who know me, I'm a big Baylor fan, and yes, everybody's been asking me, yes, I am going up to Waco to freeze my butt off to see them beat Texas this weekend. And Gabe Lopez and I have season tickets together, and I'm probably going to take his coat away since he may be serve another year as chairman. So, but my gracious wife is going to go up. We're going to go up and watch Baylor beat Texas. And you understand that? I just want you to know, Randy, praying for victory doesn't work in football games. I know, I did it for many years. Praying for victory, you know.
It does work. Auburn won 2 in a row that way.
Yeah, that was kind of immaculate, but well, I want to kind of go over, up here on the screen, as Randy mentioned a while ago, we really, last couple of years ago, we've been kind of refocusing on getting more volunteers involved and kind of getting our committee system involved again. And basically in 2012, our first year, we started 6 new committees. And we've we'll touch on those in here. We got 5 of them started. One of them I was chair of, and I was kind of, it's kind of like I've been telling everybody, being chairman of the chamber, what we do in the chamber is so broad. It's like pushing 8 snowballs up the hill at one time. And it's to keep everything going, and so, but it's very rewarding. I've really enjoyed it, And yes, Tom Willis told me 3 years ago, he says, okay, when you become chairman-elect, you have to pay attention now. Okay, can I stop paying attention? Okay. But anyway, since we started these 6 new committees, we came back this year, and by the way, I'm privileged, I have an outstanding board, and Randy's going to introduce them. We had 17 directors this year. One of them had moved out of town. We have 5 more new ones. We're going to have 21 directors, and we're going to need them because we got a lot going on. Like I said, we have 5 new committees that's going. We'll talk about a little bit more. Randy's talked a little bit about what they've done. We have started 2 more this year. We had 2 good retreats. And basically what we've done in the chamber the last few years, the major things we've done, and I appreciate, by the way, I appreciate all the volunteers, ambassadors, you go into the ribbon cuttings and everything. This chamber without you cannot exist. I've told people for a couple of years now, Randy and Silver and Chrissy do a great job, but they can't do it all. And we need to make this chamber what it means to Victoria. We need you as volunteers. So, okay, let's go to the year in review. The first committee that we talked about, Small Business Services Committee. Here's some of the things. What I'm going to talk about is what they've been involved in and some of the things they've accomplished this year. Small Business Services, again, Randy talked about this. Brett Baldwin, Sherry Paul, Amy Mundy was involved. In the focus group, Robert Jackovich, where he was here, he got some of the teachers in the back. We really found out a lot about the new people coming to Victoria. They told them about their thoughts on restaurants, retail, recreation, and entertainment. I gotta stay within the bounds here. That's one of the things we're going to talk about here in a minute. They facilitated this focus group, and there's going to be information coming out about that here in the next few weeks. And this is something the chamber, again, I've heard over the years about what does the chamber do for the community, where we're trying to really do some special things. And I'm proud of what we're doing to give back to the community. And this is one of the things we're going to help small business out with this information. Second thing, now, this is why I'm standing here now and not over there. I'm on videotape, so you can go home, listen to the website, and if you didn't get enough of us the first time, you can go back and listen to us again. But seriously, this was about, we know 70% of our members are small business. And we know a lot of them can't come to lunch and can't come to breakfast. And we said, we need to be able to videotape, and this small business committee, through the help of Randy Pollard, was involved in that. All the functions are now going to be videotaped on the website, so you can watch them at 11 o'clock at night if you want to. And that's good for small businesses. And then, of course, we're going to have workshops. Now, those workshops, since they're normally paid for, they'll probably be password protected just for members only. But that's something we set a goal this year, to have everything videotaped, because, again, we have a website, remember? Okay. And then thirdly, the Small Business Service Committee. They surveyed the members. Many of you were here when they surveyed in the last few weeks and months about luncheon topics. Again, we want to be sensitive to what you want to hear, right? And I know we have a lot of government officials and politicians, and then we're just going to have those programs, but we want to hear what things may help small business, that may help you, because again, bottom line, that's what the chamber's here for, is to help small business, to be that repertoire of information through the website and furnish you things. So all the topics in 2014 will be selected, and Randy's proud to get this help on the luncheons. Okay? So that's the Small Business Services Committee. Next is the Newcomers Committee. Amy Mundy, you deserve that award every bit, you and your whole committee. Again, I think I told you a couple of years ago, I've been in Victoria 27 years, and this is home. But I remember coming to Victoria as a newcomer. And we need to be sensitive to that as people come. We want people to feel very warmly here and feel very welcome and help them get acclimated. And so we started this Newcomers Committee. And of course, at the start of the year, we were trying to figure out how were we going to get the message out to the newcomers. Well, Amy's committee came up with the perfect thing, the Newcomers Social. And we've had 3 successful Newcomers Socials. Randy talked about that, and they're going to be held quarterly from now on. Very popular. And thank you, Amy, for all your efforts on that in your committee. Other thing we're going to be doing, and this is exciting, folks, and Lord knows I don't understand all this technology stuff. That's why you got a new chairman, Randy Pollard, who, my technology is limited. I do email and stuff like that, but I learned something called QR codes this year. Some of you probably already know that. My wife's just over here giggling, But we know our newcomers packets for newcomers, and we want these packets to encourage people to come to Victoria. We have Convention and Visitors Bureau that tells people, what to do in Victoria on a weekend. But we want to improve our newcomers packets, not only to help people that after they come to Victoria, but encourage the people to move here and to live here. And Amy's committee is in the middle of that right now. We've not finished yet, but we're talking about doing written packets. We're talking about doing packets that are online, and then maybe even a video. And I know, I'm looking at Fred back there, because I know a lot of the realtors would love to have something like that. And I know Mary Ann Sawyers has one. We're going to be looking at doing something like that. This is what the Chamber Committee is here for, is to put together things like that so we can sell Victoria. That's one of the best things. Randy talks about he has the best job in town. Being chairman of the Chamber is really fun because you're being a cheerleader for Victoria, a place I've really grown to love. And so it's, and so when you have something like this to really sell Victoria, we want this. And Amy's committee is all about it. Okay, that's the Newcomers Committee. Legislative Committee. Of course, Randy has chaired that, and for those of you who have endured the long legislative trip to Austin every year, we're going to change that in 2015. We're probably going to make it an overnight thing. And so they're in the process of working on that. So, because I know the legislative trip has historically been like 6 in the morning to like 8 o'clock at night. And so that's being worked on for 2015. And of course, the Legislative Committee, as the legislature will be meeting again, we'll start putting stuff on the website. Again, we want the website, we want the Chamber to be here to communicate to people what you need to be aware of. That's what we're here for. Okay. Transportation Committee. Randy started to allude to this a while ago. Ben Galvan and his committee. Ben has been to conferences out of Victoria, and he brought to us, and this is really what the beauty of the committee system and the beauty of our board. Our board has taken on different facets of our broad focus, and this is one. Ben brought this idea to the board about why don't we have a regional transportation and development conference, and that's something we're going to sponsor here coming up in February or March. Something similar they've done. Ben, like I said, Ben put all had got the transportation projects. Again, we're trying to be an informational place for people to come to. That's what you're paying for to be a part of the chamber. And to be an advancement of this is a regional transportation and development conference where all the transportation projects be discussed, what's happening in Victoria, the Victoria area, the development, whether it be industrial, residential, commercial. We're putting that together. And Ben, thank you for bringing that idea. His committee is working hard to make that happen. Okay. Website and Technology Committee. Okay, Randy, you better get up here. I don't know if I can talk about this. Again, we have a website, right? And it's a beautiful website, and I'm very proud. We got the website going last year. In 2013, we worked on ways, and we're continuing to work on ways to make it even a better website and to increase the chamber technology. One of the things, for those of you who do this type of thing, we're going to have a chamber app next year. And Kay's looking at me like, you need to get a phone. Okay. So that they're working on the new technology. So that's where that new chamber app is coming. This is a very important committee. This is one of the 2 new committees we did this year, the Education and Human Resources Committee. 2 years ago, we had a retreat. We knew that we had a labor shortage in Victoria, where many of our chamber members could not find workers for their jobs. We passed on the first year. We came back. Henry Gajardo came onto our board. we started getting into a retreat. We need to address this issue. We have 750 to 800 members in the chamber. Many of them are having trouble finding workers. And we need to represent business interest in Victoria. And as we put in here, try to determine what jobs we have trouble filling, seeking to have our schools focus on training various schools for these jobs and institute better ways to communicate what jobs we need and to families about what education they can do to take those jobs. And I know Robert Jacklish is, we got an outstanding new superintendent. Robert, we're happy to have you. Robert's joining our board, by the way. So we're really want to focus on this. And we learned a lot of this in Raleigh. We'll talk about the Raleigh trip. In Raleigh, they thought they did that. They brought the chamber on everything together. I told them they need to hurry up. Membership committee. Again, this is another one of the new committees. The membership committee is looking to adopt new chamber benefits only available to members. You want to get something for being a member of the chamber, you want to get something back. So we're looking at that, developing incentive programs to encourage other people to recruit, and also better communicate these benefits to our members. And Lori Zamora's committee is working on that. So, by the way, this guy right here, Brett Baldwin and Henry Guajardo, are the chairman of the Education and Human Resources Committee, and they're doing an outstanding job. I've heard some great reviews from the committee. Keep working, Brett. Okay. And like I said, one other thing, we're looking to hire a new membership director for the chamber next year. Okay, Retail Commercial Development Committee, again, we've had a little bit more attention on this lately. We came up with this idea 2 years ago, never really got off the ground, but now the city is starting to realize, hey, getting involved in retail may help our sales tax. And so, I know VEDC really doesn't address retail, but this is something we feel like we can. And to help our quality of life in Victoria. And that's something I know Dan Easton and I have talked about. And that's something going to be something I'm going to be involved in next year, and I look forward to Dan's help on that. So we'll be getting that going in 2014. Okay, last two things. Intercity trip. The Raleigh trip was outstanding. Randy, great idea. Everybody who went on that Raleigh trip, if you talk to Mike Cavazos, Jennifer Yancey, a lot of great ideas, kind of like they did when they went on the Paducah trip. So those ideas will be floating out here in the next few months. So that's talking about Raleigh. We'll talk about a lot of the new ideas. Okay. Minority District Council. Randy's already talked about this. Lisa, your committee, Cinco de Mayo, outstanding. And I know they're talking about making it bigger. And we'll see about that here, how quickly we come on that. But Cinco de Mayo is very special. All of us who worked down there on it was a very, very beautiful day, great day. So, okay, that's it. That kind of covers our major aspects. Again, I've enjoyed it. I want to thank all of the board. You all have been great. I have an outstanding board. Thank you for all your work. As you can tell, I have a little bit of a passion for chamber work. I know Jan's got to be happy to have me back at the office. Jan came in today and said, "It's December the 4th." but of course, I'll still be past chairman. But it's been a privilege working with each one of the board members, Randy and Silver and Chrissy. Thank you all for what you all have done. And most of all, Kay, I know you don't want me to say this, but thank you for allowing me to spend a lot of my evenings working on chamber stuff over the last 2 years of my wonderful life. So, thank you all.
As a token of our appreciation, we would like to give you this as a commemoration of being chairman of the chamber. Thank you so much. And our incoming chair has promised that he'll be quick. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce the incoming chairman for 2014 of Victoria Chamber of Commerce, Randy Pollard.
I'll be brief. a couple things I want to say. First of all, every time I come in this room and every time I go to a chamber board meeting, every time I go to a chamber event, I'm humbled by the people that are there, and I'm privileged to be the board chair for 2014. So thank you very much for that. Milton said the job is kind of like rolling 18 snowballs uphill all at the same time. The thing is we've got such a great board, I don't see that happening. If I see 18 mountain climbers ahead of me hollering, "Come on!" And so it's going to be a great year, I think. A fantastic year. Let me introduce that board to you right now. That it's a privilege for me to serve with. The incoming chair for 2015 is Mike Cavazos. Treasurer is Lori Zamora. Secretary is Judith Bearfield. Of course, the immediate past chair, Milton Chapman. These are your directors, Martin Aguayo. Brett Baldwin. Lola Castro. Robert Cortez. Dan Easton. Ben Galvan. Nancy Garner. Henry Guajardo. Chris Heitzman. Dr. Walter Chapman. Anthony Young. Shiloh Money. Amy Mundy. Sherry Paul. Dr. Josie Rivera. And last but certainly not least, Charles Wartsburg. I appreciate him very much. I promise you I'd keep it short. So let me just leave you with this. A couple things. First of all, January 30th is our chamber banquet. Really want to see y'all there. Okay, they're going to give me 4 minutes to talk then instead of 3 minutes. So you don't want to miss that. I'm kind of a shy guy, and you know. So you definitely want to be there for that. Make your reservations. One other thing I'm going to leave you with this. Randy VIvian is not the chamber. I'm not the chamber. This board is not the chamber. You are the chamber. The chamber is nothing without its members. And we've done a little bit as far as spotlighting some of our small businesses with them saying why they're chamber members. And at the very end, you'll notice they say, "I am the chamber." And every one of you should say that same thing. I am the chamber. So thank you very much, and have a God bless Christmas.
Well, with that said, I'm not going to carry anymore, so I thank you for your support of the chamber. I thank you for being here. Remember that the banquet is the 30th. We have some events coming up over the next couple of weeks. Check our website for that. Thank you for the support of the chamber. Thank you for being here today, and have a Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you.